This session is about GPS coordinate systems. Map My Land uses GPS coordinates to describe positions on the Earth. A position on the Earth is identified by measuring the latitude and longitude. The latitude of a point is the number of degrees the point lies from the equator. North of the equator is positive and south is negative. Longitude measures the number of degrees a point lies east or west of a line from pole to pole that passes near Greenwich, England. This line is called the prime meridian. Points east of the prime meridian have a positive longitude, and points west of the prime meridian have a negative longitude. All points in North America have a positive latitude and a negative longitude. The coordinates at the center of the dome of the Capitol in Topeka, Kansas are 39 degrees 2 minutes 53.35 seconds latitude and minus 95 degrees 40 minutes 41.57 seconds longitude. Map My Land can calculate GPS coordinates for points in a property description if the coordinates for the starting point of the property are provided. To enter these values for the starting point of a property, open or create the property and click on the Edit Property button. This causes the Edit Property form to display. Checking the box to indicate that the latitude and longitude are meaningful causes text boxes for latitude and longitude to be displayed. The GPS and GPX features of Map My Land are available when these values are meaningful. When a latitude and longitude for a property are meaningful, the status bar reports not only the XY coordinates of the mouse cursor, but also the GPS coordinates. In addition, the latitude and longitude are displayed in the data field sheet that is provided on the Print tab in the Command panel. Gpx is a standard form for the import and export of GPS information. Gpx data includes waypoints, tracks, and routes. A waypoint is a named point whose position is specified with a latitude and a longitude. Tracks are essentially a trail of breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs are waypoints, and the trail indicates a path that the user traveled. Routes are also paths, but are intended to be followed instead of acting as a record of past travel. Map My Land supports the import and export of waypoints, tracks, and routes for properties that have a meaningful latitude and longitude for the property's common point. Map My Land reads GPS data from Gpx files. Data from some Garmin, Magellan, and Lowrance GPS receivers can be saved as Gpx data. Follow the manufacturer's instructions to generate a Gpx file from your GPS receiver. To import GPS data into Map My Land from a Gpx file, open a property that has a meaningful latitude and longitude. Then click on the GPS tab in the Command panel to reveal the tab page. To import data from a Gpx file into the current property, click on the Import Gpx File button. This will display the MML Gpx Data Importer. The Data Importer supports the import of waypoints, routes, and tracks and allows for the selection of only certain ones of these objects. Click on Open Gpx File. Select the Gpx file you wish to open. Click Open. This will read the data in the Gpx file and display it in the tab pages on the right of the Gpx importer as waypoints, routes, and/or tracks. The example shows how to read a specific track into the current property. Select a track that you want to import by clicking on the row header button in the grid. You can select multiple objects by holding the Control key down while you select the objects. If you want to import all objects of the type selected in the Types of Items to Import, just select the All Items radio button in the Items to Import group. Clicking the Import button causes the indicated elements from the Gpx file to be imported into the property, and the image will be updated. Before and after images of the screen with a property called Ada Homes are displayed. Map My Land can also export route data that can be imported into some GPS receivers to be used to direct the holder of the receiver around a property. This is also accomplished on the GPS tab. Open a property that has a meaningful latitude and longitude. On the GPS tab page, click on the Export GPX Route button. Map My Land will ask for a name and location for the GPX file to be created, and then the route will be created that contains all of the corners of all the parcels in the property. This file can then be uploaded to a GPS receiver capable of receiving such files, and the route can be managed as with any other route on the receiver. See manufacturer's documentation for details. The example shows how MapSource, the software used with Garmin devices, displays the resulting route. Follow the directions for a multiple parcel property by opening the property and then on the GPS tab page, click Export GPX Route. Select a file name and location for the GPX route file to be created. Now open MapSource and select File Open from the main menu. Locate the GPX file saved earlier and open it. Click on the Routes tab in MapSource and click on one of the routes. This route can be uploaded to the GPS receiver and used as a guide around the property.